With us right now, Abi Awad. Andre, you are the founder of The Freedom Owner. You're found on the web at thefreedomowner.com. Andre, thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you, Josh.
All right. So what do you do as the Freedom Owner?
Well, we as business owners, we start the business for freedom, right? And then we see ourselves becoming an employee at our own companies. That's why I created the Freedom Owner, which will help every business owner reclaim their freedom from the day-to-day operations and start working on the business instead of in the business.
All right. I'm interested. What are the basic tenets of, a lot of us, I'll speak for myself and, maybe that I associate with, these are founders that are pretty doggone busy. They love what they do, but they may not be in a position where they can necessarily step away, or if they step away, there's going to be some significant operational impact. And so, yeah, I mean, obviously, listen, I think it's more fun to work for yourself or, work for your own business. But that said, I suspect, there are probably times, myself included, where it's like, wow, I really did just kind of create a job for myself. So like I say, one of the best jobs in the world, but still, a job nonetheless. So Andre, take us through kind of this, this discovery process and, help with some goal setting here and maybe some things tactically that we might be able to do.
Yeah, well, Josh, to tell you how I discovered that the business owner needs the Freedom Owner, I asked them, can you take a vacation for 1 month and the business keeps on running and scaling? They say 1 month, 2 days, and it will be a hell of things happening. And I say, it means you have a job. You don't own a business, you own a job. And that's where business owners need to work on their freedom and on their business. Because if you can't leave the business and the business keeps on running, it means you have a job. If your reputation sometimes is the same reputation as the business, it means people are working with you, not with the business. And that's why you need to be in the business every day. If the clients come to you, the suppliers come to you, the employees come to you whenever there's a problem, it means you are stuck in the owner's trap and many, many other things. And this means the revenue of the business will reach a plateau and it will not increase anymore. If you want to own a business, you need to get out of this trap. And we work on 8 drivers for that. I can go through details later on, but I'll tell you what are the 8 at the beginning. Financial performance. It means, do you have bookkeeping? Do you know your numbers? Do you know what goals, KPIs to include in your business? That's one. Your growth potential. Are all services and products relying on you to deliver? Are you the expert in the business and no one else? You need to focus on products that are teachable, valuable, and repeatable. 3, valuation teeter-totter. Are you still injecting cash from outside the business instead of letting the business sustain itself? 4, a Switzerland structure. Are you relying on one client or one employee or one supplier? 5, recurring revenue. Do you have recurring revenue, or you need to have this nightmare every night? Are you getting new clients tomorrow, or at the end of the month you have recurring revenue income? 6, the hub and spoke, which means, are you the hub in the business, or the business can run without everything coming to you? 7, the customer satisfaction. And people think that customer satisfaction, if people say, I like the product, no, it means another thing. You ask if they can refer other people to your business. And 8 is the monopoly control. Are you really differentiating your products and services from the market in order for people to come to you and for you to increase your prices later on to make the business perform better?
Yeah, well, yeah, that sounds like a pretty good report card. Do you have that like written down someplace where, maybe you could print out or kind of follow along?
And I also have an assessment of 42 questions where business owners can get a report of 27 pages for a score for each driver and an overall score, so they know what to work on and what to improve.
Yeah. So if the answer to a lot of that is no, what do we do?
Well, Josh, I created some resources for your audience on the freedomownr.com/up-your-influence. They can download some guides, they can take the assessment, and they can know how to do it themselves. I also have a newsletter for them if they want to get free stuff. But if they want to really work on that, I suggest they just listen to these 8 drivers that you've mentioned earlier. You can do some work alone, or you can read a little bit on my articles to know what are the steps that you can take. And if you have any specific question, you can always ask.
Well, I appreciate that. But let's say that someone is like they don't have a good sales process out, and maybe they've really struggled with hiring a sales team or a sales manager. And so because the owner has not been able to replicate what they've been able to do historically, how might we find a path forward on that?
Well, here you're talking about sales. Before sales, we want to also understand that the business, if one of the questions, by the way, in the 42 questions assessment, if you get 5 times the volume of business that you have today, how easy would it be to fulfill this demand? And I can tell you, most of the people who are stuck in the owner's trap, they cannot fulfill this much demand. So instead of getting more sales at the beginning, the first level, it needs to restructure the business, create processes, create SOPs, automate as much as you can, outsource if you need to. If you don't have enough resources or the talents, you can outsource, you can automate. You can also start by delegating as a business owner. And there's an exercise I do with the business owners where we check the tasks they do every month, the time it takes every month per hour, and then their energy score. As one more thing I do, I'm the founder of Entreprenergy, which is energy for entrepreneurs, a large community of more than 5,000 entrepreneurs. I tell them, if your energy is low on each task, please delegate it, automate it, outsource it, or do less of it. And once you have these processes, SOPs, and the proper delegation, now you work on sales. If you cannot find, because you asked, if you cannot find the right talent for your sales, you can outsource, number 1. You can create strategic partnerships, number 2. And number 3, you can come to Josh, and I see you have many offerings and also support to businesses in order for them to have the right media exposure and also get clients.
Yeah. Andre, what trends do you see taking place right now amongst, let's say, more founder-led organizations where they are maybe still a little bit the requirement is still pretty heavy on them for their involvement. Maybe they're way too involved in the operations. Again, I mentioned kind of sales and marketing, or feeling like, oh my gosh, there's this pressure where I constantly have to be out there beating the streets on social media to drive business. And it's not that that's bad. It's that they have to, right? They're not yet at that level, with inbound business. Should they just trust the process and it'll naturally work itself out? Or would you recommend something a little bit more proactive outside of what is in your guides and your newsletters, please? give us some tactical advice.
Yeah, of course. One of the things that we do is an exercise called the scalability trifecta. You need to know which products and services you are able to scale without much dependency on yourself. So we list all your products or services and we rate them on 3 factors. This is the trifecta. Teachable from 1 to 10. If you want to rate each product and service from everything, production to delivery, how teachable is it? Can you spend like 1 day or 2 days to teach it? That's a very high score. Do you need a very good expert or someone to get a specific major in order to do that? This is a 1, because it's going to require time and it's hard to find. That's for teachable. Valuable, how differentiated is this product or service? How differentiated is it from all competitors? Can people see it everywhere or get it from anywhere, or they have to come to you? Valuable 10, less valuable or a commodity, it's one. Also, of course, you can go through all the range. And the last factor is repeatable. And when we say repeatable, we say the same client buying it again and again, the same product or service that you are providing. So when you have this 1 to 10 on these three categories, you have the sum, the total, and you check on your products and services, which one has the highest score. It means that this product has the highest potential to scale, mostly without your involvement. If you find that some of your products are teachable, but not so valuable, sometimes, Josh, one of our techniques, we do bundles. So we bundle some of these services or products, and we target a very specific niche. For this niche, this bundle is valuable, but maybe not for everyone. For example, if you take an accounting firm, for example, bookkeeping, receivables, and so on, they are teachable, but they are not so valuable. So one company, they took these services, many of them, and they bundled it. And they said, let's target architects and doctors with this service, because architects and doctors, they need someone to handle this. They can outsource it. It's valuable to them. But maybe it's not valuable for a small business or a business that has an accountant in the firm. So this is bundling. Sometimes it's a service that it's a commodity. For example, running shoes. And you know, in Denver, there's the running clinic. In Boston, the running clinic, what they did, they wrapped a service around the products, because running shoes, you can buy them anywhere. But what they created, they introduced a service, which is come and train for the marathon for free. So when you have this relationship with the team, these people will come and buy the products from you. They won't go somewhere else. There is this personal relationship. You are training them, you are supporting them to run the marathons. This is wrapping the product with a service. So you don't be afraid also to discontinue services. I remember myself in my business in 2018, we discontinued a service that we used to sell for $1,500 per month. And we focused on a service that we sell for $200 per month. Just imagine the difference. And this made our business more valuable. And I sold my company last May 2022 with a good number. So basically, it's not about the product, it's about how scalable it is.
Yeah. Andre, who do you work with today? And, you know, again, thinking about, are you doing high-level coaching, or do you engage with people on a lower ticket level?
Well, I have the mastermind, which is the fast track mastermind, 10 weeks. If people don't have enough time to go through the program, because the one-on-one program, it's for 6 months. And who is it for? It's for business owners who have been in business for more than 3 years. They have more than 5 employees, and they are stuck in the business looking to get investment or to scale the business or to sell the business at some point. So we work with them to either one-on-one, so we have more in-depth work, or in a mastermind where they can get all the information and the tools and also the support of a peer mastermind during the 10 weeks.
And that website, explain, someone that's been listening to our conversation, like where they go from here.
Well, thefreedomowner.com, they can go there. They will see, as I mentioned, many free resources, also some articles, and they can inquire about the mastermind. There's a description about everything that they get with the mastermind. And also, if they want one-on-one support, they can book a call on that website. Excellent.
And again, that website is you just simply go to thefreedomowner.com. Andre Abi Awad, you're the founder of The Freedom Owner. Andre, thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you, Josh.